Okay, let's start a little bit early. Let's see. Okay, howdy howdy. Welcome, welcome. It's still pretty loud in my ears with the music. Here's my heater, right on cue. Okay, cool. Adjusting. Everything's being adjusted right now. Just my camera and my microphone, so hopefully that's gonna look good. Okay. Let me calibrate this. There we go. Hello, hello. Hi, Star and Cookie. Welcome, welcome. And everyone else is coming in on, and hope to hear from you soon. Yeah. Today should be, I would say it's gonna be pretty fun, but I think today's gonna be a little different from what we're used to. Taking a little break from just characters and animation, I guess. So yeah, stick around for that. I think we're good. Everything's being settled down. I'll just kill the music. Okay. Beep. Boop 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 boop. Alrighty. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Hi guys. Hello, hello. Hi Dakota. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. As I said, like I took my glasses off. Oh yeah, let's get the other music on. Alright, hello. Yeah, as I said, like we'll be more focusing on 3D environments today, which it shouldn't be too tricky. This is a 3D cube. Yeah. Maybe I could probably just get right into it so I can have as much time as possible to actually work on this. So you can see like more of the process then, you know. So yeah, I think I'll just jump right in. So first, before we do anything in 3D, we always move back to 2D. So I'm gonna go back to my Animate. Where I have this storyboard for what we're gonna do. That looks pretty good. Let's see. So we're gonna use this storyboard here to like figure out what exactly we need, what kind of assets and stuff we need, and go from here. So yeah. So I'm gonna calculate what I need. I think I'll need this, probably just start with this grid and figure this out. So yeah, we'll just dive into here. That's some G5 news. Yeah, if you haven't heard, you haven't been on Twitter lately, this morning or whatever, they announced a couple big bombshells, like pretty big, like, oh yeah, we're making a series or two, or, you know, a comic and a whole bunch of other stuff is coming out this year, and even like a winter special and all that. So yeah, there's gonna be G5 is gearing up. It's gonna start. I think it's anyway. There's gonna be a 2D micro shorts series, YouTube shorts, and there's gonna be a Netflix couple specials, like longer form, 44-minute, longer specials, and then maybe afterwards, after that, once the specials wrap up, then there might be a season. I don't know where that'll be, but yeah, the 2D series looks different. I mean, I don't know what to expect. You know, I've learned to accept this sort of this CalArts so-called style. Actually, let me get my cube back. I can start with this. I'm just gonna duplicate it. So I'll have 2 cube, and we'll make this one be the grid, and we'll just kind of go from here. So for the grid, I'm gonna make a, I think just one little diagonal thing. I think this will work if I make just like one down and then one to the right, I'll be able to make an array, ARRAY, and then if I duplicate this, you know, over here, now I'll have this, and I'm going to duplicate it the other way, I'll have this. And so if I keep making this over and over, you can see like how we made a circle here. So, or a square. So yeah, that's the plan. So let's go back to here. It's always good to have this plan going. So I'm going to make this pretty thin in the Z, or the Z axis there. And let's make it shorter this way. Let's basically just make a tube. And then we can duplicate this along the other way. Let's duplicate it, rotate Z. Unless I don't have anything. Oh, there it is. Make this in a different mode. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't want to rotate for some reason. I'm trying to figure out why. Okay. Okay. I don't know actually why that wasn't working for some reason there. My numlock off? Maybe. There you go. Okay, let's make this cross. And put this over here. What I could do is actually make this into one mesh if I really want to. To do that, let's just make sure the array works first. A lot of the time I'm just trying to figure this out as I go along, so I have a plan and I sort of know what I want to do, but let's see how this works. Okay, so that works. Now let's see. Interesting. So I can make this go in infinity. Go that way. And see, that rotates it. So I might need to make two arrays. I might need to make a double one. So this will be my, I think you can label it, maybe? Okay. Instead of going in the X factor, I'm going to turn this one to 0, and then in the Z, or Y factor of 1, turn this back up to 10, and made a pretty cheap grid just by doing that. Of course, we can make this a whole lot bigger. And if we just kind of put the camera at the opposite angle and kind of zoom in here, I get a nice grid. So that's how you make a 20 by 20. That's pretty big. So there you go. Okay. Let's go back to object mode, and let's place this now in the center. Roughly. There you go. And we're gonna have the camera be around here. Let's see where the camera is. The camera's here. So let's just rotate this origin geometry. Could put it on a 45 degree and then hit OK, and then rotate it again 90, and then place it near the middle. There you go. What I like to do is have another view where I like to have this one on the left be where the camera is, and I just kind of leave this be still, and then I kind of play around and edit everything on the right view, so I'm able to see exactly what's going on. And I feel like the grid may need to be much larger. And if we need to play with the focal length, get that back out 70, move it pretty low, pretty close to the horizon. Let's move this down a little bit. This is the horizon line there, so I'll just kind of pop that right below there. See how it's kind of like looking up a little bit? So probably want to push that down. Move this back a bit further. Make sure I can see the full frame there. And so we got that. Does that look good? Right as a starter. So now we got a legit grid going on, so that's good. There we go. Okay, cool. I just wanted to set that up. Okay. I got my cube, which let's make that 0.1%. Just so I have something to kind of put this at the general axis of the middle. Okay. Am I in solid view? Yeah, okay. There we go. Okay, this is what it's gonna look like. We can quickly slap in some color. And we can play with this a lot longer. Or more extremely later. I like to use lime green just as a starter color. Okay, and this will be my, from we're back to here. We figured that out. Good. We want this secret column that'll be in the middle here. And so that's what Derpy Link is gonna slide into. So there's a secret column that only will appear once the camera kind of shifts over. So I should also make sure that that's also going to work as well. So I just make this grid a little larger here. And I can move the camera in a little bit. Let's figure out the camera clipping. Where would that be? Clip start pretty low, so that's good. There it is. Clip start. So clip start and clip end kind of tell like how far or how close the objects are going to start to be culled out. C-U-L-L culling. And so if I want to have basically just like whether it renders if it's close or not. So let's bump this up by a lot. So you can see really far away. Because otherwise if it's the opposite, then it won't actually render at all like that. So I've had that happen a couple times where it's like, wait a minute, I thought I had something, and it's like just like was so close to the camera that the clip starter was actually too large. Okay. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. That's center there. This will be our column. Let's make it pretty tall. Should it go to the top? Doesn't matter if it's not. You can always adjust it too. Let's make it a little bit wider. Okay, so the point is that we should be able to like see through. Let me make sure my camera lock to camera to view is off. Good. We should be able to have enough information here that it'll make sense that you can see through it or not. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. Where we want to be able to have enough information that when it shifts over that we can actually see a distortion. Because otherwise if there's not enough information to see, then that's not going to be as useful. So I might need to make this X probably just a little bit wider so we can have a whole bunch of this of the grid be behind it, and that's just for our story. Make sure that that works. Okay, See why it's useful to have like two views, so we can always compare and contrast, and just make sure that we're always playing the camera. I feel like is always number one rule, is to make sure that your camera is always most important. We think to make sure that everything lines up well. And let's just play with that. Let's just find out what the timing is. It's around 90 to 100. So I'm going to add some keyframes for the camera. Just to test this out. This isn't like animation. This isn't testing this out. Anything more than just to see. It's all pre-production, you know, just making sure everything's working. So I like to test as I go. Guess we could do it earlier. So I'll add a keyframe on the Y direction. Let me just go into auto keyframe for right now. This is going to get really confusing of just how many squares I got open. If you want, this is the perspective view. Actually, no, this is perspective view on the right. This is camera view. This is the dope sheet. D-O-P-E. It's really called the dope sheet. And this is the graph editor, the inspector, and then the properties, whatever customization stuff is over here. So usually I'm just like going through like each of these, you know, all the time. So let me just quickly go here. Looks like it's actually on the X, so my bad. I can just delete these keyframes then. So we're trying to figure this out. Beep. Beep. And I'll grab on the X and just kind of swoosh it over a little bit. Make this a constant. Make this a... it's not in the easing, so I'm going to make this into a Bezier ease in and out. Kind of feel like that. And if I zoom this up just a little bit, let's see. Looks like it always does this. Or it creates keyframes on literally everything. See down here? There's like a dot on all these, so I'm just gonna select all of them and just delete them. Don't need them. But I do want to see is this. So I can see my curves. And see that I may want to make this a little bit slow in. And then a little bit of a slow out. So just a little bit more. So you watch on the top left, I guess. And see how that's looking. Because that now we got this little bit of animation with the camera. So there we go. I'm not going to be keyframing anything else, so I'll turn off my auto keyframe there. And just kind of hide these down a little bit, push these down. So I can focus back on modeling. Let's see. We should probably also make a skybox sort of a thing. So let's go back to the center. Add a... We could add a cube, but I think probably just a plane for like how limited the scope is. Like it's not going to be 3D rotating or 360 flying around. So just kind of rotate this around, put it in the back, and resize it way back up, way big, because we want this to be cover up the whole stage. So we can see everything here. Let's give this a color on the sky. Let's get a pretty dark color. Maybe we can like color pick even one of these colors. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. What's a cool neon color? Like purple. I think magenta is always like a interesting neon color. And these are all modules, so we can always change these later. If you guys have any ideas as I go, let me know. Because I know like most of what I want to do, but if you guys are like, wouldn't this be cool too? And then I might consider it. Obviously, a lot of this is going to be very dependent on what I'm capable of. So, yeah. Okay, so that's our sky. Usually like to turn all these back to 0 to make it flat. Because before it actually had somewhat of a lighting specular value. The specular was actually catching the invisible light. There's no light in the scene. If I had actual lights, they would be like elicited in this inspector here. But they're actually not for some reason. So I don't know. So I'm just gonna turn it off to get the true color out of this. See how that looks now. If I turn it back on, see how it gets a little bit lighter. If I turn on metallic and some of these other ones, you can actually get some like glass pretty easy this way doing it. Let's just make it dark. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Maybe be able to use Emission. So I'm gonna go to a different view tab here. Go to shading. This is just easier to go to a different layout, I should say, so I can kind of just know, because there's like so many different windows and like ways to go about this. So it's like of how complicated everything is with 3D. That's like I need to have an entire different setup for all these, like sculpted in UV. Here's the UV unwrapping for the little box here of just the two lines here. So what I want to do is add a node for the material. I'm going to add an emission. There is an emission at the bottom, if you saw that, but I want to be able to really fine tune it. That's not what I wanted. Mix shader. So this will combine these two here. Beep. Okay. So now let's get it to be that green. And let's see if I strengthen this up. So it's like a little bit glowy. Might have to fine tune this even more if I really want to. Now I'm kind of like going in between, like the mix shader says like 100% is this one, and then 0% is back to this one. So I can say like, well, maybe I want like a little bit of both, and then I can use an emission, which is like a glow, to get that going. Go back to regular default mode here, and let's see where we are. Object mode. Okay, I think that's about it for basically what I can probably do right now. Let's see. At the grid, let me make a folder for this. Background, and get these. Beep. So now if I want to, I can like remove certain types of objects. So if I just wanted the camera to be gone, I can do that. If I want the background to be gone, I could have a folder for characters and be able to modify it that way. So yeah. Hi Locomotive, welcome, welcome. How have you been? I have been very, very focused on trying to get my movie done. That I've even started to wake up earlier, so I can have that, you know, just like one more hour per day to work on things. Let's go back to the storyboard. You're doing good, awesome. What else we got? Oh, we got all the fun objects back here. I think there might be a teapot. Let me just check real quick. I think it might be an extra object. We got a monkey. This is the Suzanne. It's one of the default Blender objects. I don't know if you guys want to have Suzanne. Oh, she even called Suzanne. Awesome. So there you go. Let's put her back in the middle. Bro. Scale 0.2. Should put a thing on that. Where should we put her? Let's put her in the back. Whoa. Raise her up. There you go. Start filling this out now. Different objects. Let's see. I think I might need to. Let me just make sure. Let me just check through here. Yeah, I think it's an extra object, which I might need to open this. So, hang on. I'm going to open my preferences. I don't know what's in here. Add-ons, objects, extra objects, curve mesh objects. This one. So basically it's sort of like a plugin, but it's like a plugin that's built in. So I don't even know what you would call that. And let me just check. I need to reset everything. I'm not sure. I don't see it yet. Oh, I had to like apply it. There we go. And then yeah, there we go. Okay, got it. It's weird, Star. Those spammers were not here on Tuesday. And I don't think you were. It was like on a stream that you weren't here, Star, and then they weren't there. So it's like, it's weird that, you know, maybe they're following you. I don't know. It's a weird coincidence that it happened like that, you know. Anyway, now I got all these fun ones. Oh, there's a grid. Well, I made my own. Rocket animator. Single vert. You can add a single vert. I don't think I've actually done this in a while. A round cube. Torus objects. Ooh, twisted torus. Super Troid. Torus knot. You can add math. It literally just says math functions, gears, gear, worm, pipe joints. I could add a diamond. Billion diamond. Let's see. Aha, okay. Beam builder. Wall factory. Simple star. Step pyramid. Honeycomb. Teapot plus. And a measure sponge. I'm not too sure. I wanted my teapot, and I knew that it was in there. So, there you go. So I'm bringing up. I haven't met any Slavic enemies. Well, it's never too late. Let's see. You'll squish that down. Let's add that grid color. We can like try to animate it, so like kind of go back and forth maybe, or whatever you guys would like. Okay, we wanted definitely to add something else important. There was the Twilight Cane, and then there was the object to have, wanted this object to be able to morph into different ones. And apparently the last one was Dinky, but I'm not sure about doing that. We'll see. Let's see. So we will do that maybe later. Definitely the Twilight Cane is going to be tricky too. I could just set it up, and then we'll worry about that later. But I got all these fun ones now. Let's add that cube. And yeah, we'll just make that. Queen cube. Try to press tab. Scale is 0.1. I think I went out, and then I think my mind is just broke now. You ever like going into the kitchen and then forget what you came in there for? I think my mind just like forgot how to do keystrokes for that bit. I had a keystroke. Let's see. Oh, this will be fun because it'll be in different distances this way when it does the parallax. You can now kind of feel it. That some of them should feel a little bit closer. So I move this one this way, and this one this way. So it should feel like the cube is closer, even though you can't really tell with the scale here. You should be able to feel like some of them move a little bit further. That'd be cool. Okay. So that. I think we've not too much time left, so let's work on something else. Let's work on the bike. At least just get a rough start with that as well. Because I don't want to have this be 3D environments, you know, I don't want this to be the whole micro series, you know, mini series of having like 3 weeks of making this sort of asset stuff. So we're gonna look up the Tron light cycle from the 1980s. See if there's a 3D model I can look at. And I'll try my best to replicate that. Ooh, that is kind of tricky. Okay. I haven't really looked at this yet. Okay. I sometimes find like toys and definitely CAD ones to be the easiest to like kind of look through. These toys have to be, you know, able to exist in real world. So let me find one from the movie. Huh. Pretty cute. Looking at some pictures. Okay. Sure. Okay. I got it. Let me hide this. And let's add a... Oh, we got all this fun stuff now. Kinda just want a cube though. Okay, and this will be our cycle. Okay. Let's do some basic box modeling. I think I'll have it be... Yeah, so this will be the front, and this will be the side, and the back. So let's memorize which way is which. Okay. Okay. So it's pretty curvy actually. So let me add a couple. How do I add a whole bunch of geometry here? Go to side view. Let's go to X-ray mode, side view, and I'm gonna select. Oh, this is trippy. Select that one. Proportional editing, and see if I can just kind of raise this up. Proportionately? Not exactly. Just want to get the... What's going on here? This loop here. Get a curve here. There we go. Okay. Cool, cool. And so from the side... It's hard to show like which one's probably the easiest one to see what's going on. It's hard to tell. Is that a... Alright. Getting too trigger happy here. Let's add beep beep this many. And then from the front, we'll try and do the same thing. Box select these ones. Let's kind of look these up. Okay. So I got this kind of a round shape here. Let's see. So let's add. Ooh, what should we add? We can add. I want a wheel. So I can start with a circle and say about 8. I don't quite see it. There it is. 0.5. 0.25. Okay. Select it. Select everything. And then F to fill in the face. On the X, I think. On the Z. Okay. So I got an octagon. If I extrude it, I now have this. This is our wheel. Put this in the middle. I need to rotate it just a bit here. It's possible that this needs to be scrooshed in. It's not really that much room. Kind of goes actually forward a little bit too. Let's duplicate it. And it's in the back too. A little bit smaller. Not smaller this way, I don't think. Just a little bit there. Okay. So what else am I looking for? Proportional editing, just to lift this up. And we're gonna need a couple loops. This way. Let me just kind of move this over so I can see what I'm doing here and see that these should actually be selected up here. So I'm kind of going back through and reshaping it. Not sure what's actually going on here. Okay. I think all of these need to be like way lifted up. And let's add another loop here, just so I can get these and lift these up. Kind of shape it around the wheel. I don't even know how many keystrokes I just did right there. That was like a lot. I got extra mode on. What I would like to do is just move that and not that. Oh, it's like these. What I want. What I want to do here. Get that. And kind of fill this out. And get these back down here. Pretty flat. Pretty actually like just flat like that. More so. Let's move that over there. Just to make some room. Do. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of clipping where things kind of overlap in 3D space, but I think that's part of the charm. And then we're just winging it. It's fun. Woo! Okay. Woo! Let's see. I know. I've been watching a lot of like Blender tutorials, so kind of in that mood of like I'm gonna kind of describe exactly what I'm doing for the entire process here. Let's see where this goes. This kind of goes. This has a fun shape. This kind of goes in this way. These are much better shapes. Yeah. I totally understand. It's actually mesmerizing. Keep watching, I guess, and that's fine. There you go. Well, how's it looking so far then? How's it, is it looking okay-ish? Kind of follow that geometry. Let's get these back in here. Okay, so that's looks a little better. So that's what should we now go to the manage chat. Okay. Let's work on the wheel for just a hot second here. Let's add a mid divider on these. That went somewhere. Okay. Let's play with this to add a inset, and this goes in. And another one, and then it extrudes out. Some sort of fun shape like that. What I'm probably gonna do, just for funsies, is to go through and select everything on this side and delete it and delete it. Okay, so I got half a car. And what I want to do also is give it a modifier, mirror on the X, and allow clipping and clip around there until it starts to. Okay, so it's not much now. It's kind of hard to see. Let's add a color. What's a good yellow for now? Okay. Now I got a mirror modifier. It created the other half of the car, and everything that I do now on the right side now is updated in real time to the other side as well. So now I only got to work on just this one side here, and everything else will work out. Okay, so I got that. There's a lot of little details. These might have to be extra geometries. I'm looking at pictures now, and I feel like this could be a little bit. It's not as flat or like rectangly at the back here. It's actually kind of more smooth, so let's kind of get that shape more figured out. So these guys kind of go back in a little bit. And these ones can go out. Something like that. It's all pretty rough. Obviously, this isn't... We're just started, so we're just figuring this out as I go. Let's play with this. Let's add another modifier. So once it mirrors, we also want to subdivide it and see how that looks. Well, it's smooth. There you go. Okay, you can only get hopefully better from here. I'm gonna turn these off. And let's keep going. What do I want to do? I want to add, there's like this, is it a window? Oh, I thought it was like a car door open thing, but I think it's actually a window. Okay. Let's just add that in. Kind of play with this geometry here. Hopefully it doesn't mold my geometry here. May need, I think we're good. May need one through here. I think we're good for now. Okay. Where is this one going? Okay, I just want enough room to do this, and I think I'll inset it with I to inset. That's on the same flat plane there, so I could just probably just put that in there. Excuse me. And if I now do this, let's see. This and this. What am I even looking at? Want these and these ones. Turn on that. Let's just bump it up to the size of that, you know. It's not going on the Y. Okay. It's got the silhouette. I think there's some other HDRIs I can use. That one's pretty good. It's very stropey though. Okay. So let's add a couple more details. There's like some ridges, and this is sort of connected there. Try and keep it relatively flat. What else goes back there? I haven't done the trunk part yet. Kind of good there. Yeah, I don't know how much I'll really much more add into this, honestly. I think it's pretty good. Let's see. I can always add some more. It's always easy to add, but it's actually a little bit... It's not as hard as I think to actually remove, because you can always like, oh, I want this one to be removed. But it gets, yeah, once it kind of gets... Actually, it's weird, because once you add like a whole, like a million polygons, then it's like, remove one, then it doesn't actually... That word bites. Doesn't really actually change the topology as much as you really think, so... And it's kind of weird to hit and miss with that. So, oh What I want to do is add another loop here, and just look at my reference as I do it. I'll move this one over. Kind of shape it. Something like that, maybe? Nope, either one. There you go. I've been using like Blender like the last week, like non-stop, so you'd think I'd be feeling pretty confident doing this, you know. I feel pretty good, I don't know. Let's see. What I want to do is go in here, and such a weird shape that I'm trying to... It's like the underbelly, the under weird side. So it's supposed to kind of go boop and then over. It kind of creates this... I need something here. So maybe I could just knife it. Because I want this, and I want it to basically end here. So now I got this mesh. As a face. Let's inset it slightly, and let's inset it inward. Let's kind of squish it that way, and see where that's going. Kind of push it along, something like that. Push these over. It's good when you select the right ones there. Alrighty. Let's see. I actually think I want to extrude it just a little bit to the X way a little bit, make it a little bit longer lengthwise, I guess. Let's see. That. There's a couple ridges at the back here. Let's see about that then. I mean, at a glance, what does that remind you of, I guess? As soon as I add like texture, that should also help a lot. Hi, two-tailed. Wave horse. Yay, yay. Nay. Okay. Let's add a couple more. Might have to actually make it a new mesh. Square. I think I'm just making the Z smaller. Scale 0.1. Scale 0.1. Scale 0.1. There we go. Okay. Let's put that there. Okay. So it's going to be, looking at my reference, it's going to be from here up. So that's going to be interesting. Where'd it go? Beep boo. Okay. So it almost needs to be rotated, or I guess it can live here, I guess, for now. Oh yeah, maybe we can start here and then work backward. Yeah, it's gonna be the weird dumpy cousin Tron bike. I don't think it'll be movie accurate, I should say. But definitely like recognizable. That's like, oh look, it's the bootleg version, you know. That's like, it's supposed to be reminiscent, I guess. Hi Roof, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Thank you for the question though. Because I know that it can get a little tricky with how it's it's shaping up to sort of be pretty good, but or not, depending on what you're thinking. So yeah, I know. Let's kind of just trying to extrude it actually. There we go. Okay, and I might need more geometry going right there, just to like twist that around, and it's twisting here, and it goes into the wheel, so something like that. And let's add one more loopy. Just to round that out just a little bit. There you go. So now it's got something. It's got some new silhouette. New silhouette unlocked. There we go. It's got a spoiler. Is that right? I don't know cars. Can't you tell I always make like the weird hot dog car whenever I have to draw a car? It's like it doesn't turn out great. I'm gonna duplicate this just to copy and paste it. Make it shmish smaller, and it's kind of rotate it out. Yeah. And I think what I'll have happen is that I'll have Derpy like right like on top. Because no Intron, they like kind of like meld into it digitally, like they kind of get into a position, they hold like a stick, and then the car kind of like forms around them, and then like I guess still not having to animate and rotoscope and do even more work of having them right on a bike, or no, I guess they're inside of it or something. It's really weird, but I think I want to just like have her be like on top of Derpy. So, yeah. So let's see. Any final thing? Let's kind of see what it looks rounded. Can't do that in 80s tech. There you go. And it can always add more, I guess, as well as we go along. But I think that's most of what the actual detail is in the original model that I see here. Kind of looks like that. Looks like that's not connected, so let's kind of get that real quick. Yeah, that's not. Oh, it's because of the subdivision modifier. It's trying to round. It's trying to round the wheel off, but and in turn is actually making the thingies here not touched in. If I did that, it's weird how it's not. Let's get that, and let's get this, and just kind of pull that in. Anyway, that makes it a little bit better looking anyway, so that's good. Okay. Let's see where we are. We're at 0, 0. Okay. So what I could do is kind of take everything and kind of lift it up a little bit. Ah, there's a problem. A little too small. If I turn this off, yeah, okay. So, might have to just make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, so that sits on the grid. Cool. I know we can't really see the detail, or like what I modeled the little window in there. Can't really see that. So we'll have to make separate textures for that. Let's turn off the thing there. So right now I can just say like I want a new color. I don't have more colors that I might need to make a new one. Let's see. Take this color, but then make it real dark, and we'll remove these, and we'll say assign. And so wherever we need a little bit darker, we can do that. This will be the last thing that I'll do. So thank you guys for watching. I know that some of these streams don't always entice or very very hard to get you guys to I don't know if you guys, yeah man, obviously you guys are still here, so it's hard to know. But there you go, it's a simple way of adding some very quick materials. Obviously I've spent a lot more time making custom materials, or go through and make sure that the UVs are better. But yeah, this is a quick, there we go. Okay, and so what we'll need is just to rotate it 90 degrees. We're gonna have her, which way is the front at this point? I don't know which way is what. This way? Yeah. Yeah, there's some clipping here that I'm concerned about. There we go. What was I doing? Yeah, so the car will be facing this way. We can kind of reenact it. Or I guess we can animate it real quick. Position Y. And then let's have it get to here. The camera. Let's move these back down. And then the cycle. Bezier for our curve. Y location. So it's got to start pretty fast and then kind of zoom out. Yeah. And then the camera kind of shoots. Boop. So we're getting there. We got that much. Tune in next week when we I'll try and get the, I'll see how far I get with, on my own time I'm going to work on, let's see if I can, I'll work on getting the Derpy model. I'm unfortunately still not done with that, as I've been working all my time on the movie, so I haven't worked on the 3D Derpy enough yet, so, oh well. So maybe next time we'll see where I am, and then we'll start laying out and doing more, maybe start animating the characters and whatnots. But yeah, there we go. This is a good start, good layout, a good rough pass of what eventually we'll make. So glad you guys are here for that. So thank you. Let's go to toaster time. Do. I just knew that today would be, you know, very technical. I'm just like, I just need to, you see how long it takes to, even when I plow through it, you know, of like, I need to really focus to like make sure that I do all of this, you know. I had plans to make a little bit more stuff, but it's like, I just need to, I knew it as a cycle was going to be the most tricky, so it's like, I just need to just get through it. So unfortunately that means that with the intense focus means that I couldn't exactly do too much small talk and which then becomes its own cycle of, if I'm focusing, that means you guys don't ask questions, and then there's nothing really interesting to really talk about. I don't know. So that's where the low chat rate kind of happened here, which isn't bad because I was able to actually get productive, but I don't know if that's, I guess for streamers is probably bad if no one is as talkative. Yeah. If the streamer is the most talkative, I guess, out of everyone, compared to like the chat percentage, I guess. I don't know. But I had fun. So sorry about that. That's just the nature of these kind of streams. Thank you, Dakota. Thank you. And Cookie. Okay. I mean, I got a lot more work to do with the movie anyway, so maybe I'll just kind of hang out for maybe like maybe a little bit more. I don't know. We'll see if there's. Now you guys we can talk about anything we want now. Yeah, this is a good part that now I can talk about what you guys want. Yeah, exactly. The content of the stream was either too heady or yeah. Let's see. Our streams over as well? Is that true? Like, yeah. I guess even with myself personally, I don't find myself watching art streams too much. Actually, I guess recently I've been getting into let's see. Okay, that's okay, Cookie. Thank you. I've been getting into artist Omni. The guy who did the Rayman link for Smash 4. He had that Mother 3 video that came out recently, and that got me interested back in his content and like the team. And I was like, ooh, I haven't watched his videos. You know, I've watched his video like for so long ago that I wasn't into Blender as much as I am now. That watching his stuff was like, wow, this is magic. Of like, wow, you can take, you can model and animate and get these cool characters. And now I'm like rewatching him and like looking at it, and it's like, oh, I see. Yeah, I understand. We understand the same lingo, and there's still some magic stuff, but it's like, wow, it's just more eye-opening. Of I know most of this now, and it's like really fun. So I'm rewatching a bunch of that. What's the actual? They got a new channel or like a new rebranding, so I can shout them out even better. Curiomatic? I haven't really said that out loud, but yeah. I've been having fun watching that. And especially you guys should watch the Mother 3 3D. It's not really a game, but they released a cool trailer that had a bunch of remade scenes from the ground up of making what would Mother 3 look like on the Switch, kind of is the overall idea. And they had a really cool trailer. So yeah. Another Venn diagram of what we are interested in is a little bit. There's no horses, I guess, in Mother 3. I think. I don't know. I haven't finished it. I did play Mother 3 up to like chapter 3 or 4 or something. I don't know, emulator, but but yeah, it's really charming and super fun, super funny. Earthbound, I'm not quite into the battles as much as like the fun. It's not as fun as Pokemon, or like I'm not used to it or something. That's like I don't quite understand. Like I've played so much Pokemon that's like, oh, I'm gonna use Razor Leaf. I know exactly what that does. Like when I got into Arceus, I was like, cool, I can use that now, and I know exactly what that does. But with Earthbound and Mother It's like it's PSI bash Omega, and it's like, I don't know what this is gonna do. It becomes this like disconnect of like, I don't even know what spells I'm casting, so it's kind of, I don't know, is this the good one to use? Is this the equivalent of a tackle, or is this, you know, is this gonna do a defense down? I don't know. I guess it's the problem with like a bunch of other video games and series and stuff. Like, I like Sonic, but at the same time, it's like I don't like the playing them. Even the good ones, you know, the ones that are considered, you know, good Sonic games. It's like, I don't really want to play this, you know. It's weird. Like even 2D and 3D, it's like, you know, I got Sonic Mania, and it's like, oh, Sonic Mania is the good one, right? And it's like, this isn't fun. I don't know. But I love everything around it. I love the world and the characters and the music and everything. But like sitting down to play it is like, this isn't fun. I don't know. So I have that problem with like a lot of games. That's like, oh, I love Pokemon, but I'm really bad at it. I'm not good at team strategy and or you know, really making a team that's like actually decent. And what was it? Earthbound to know what I'm doing. But it's like I love walking around the overworld and talking to people, because like every character in Earthbound in the series is like really well written. That's like it's incredible how much personality is in everything. Same with like Undertale and Deltarune. It's like, oh, this is really fun. I love running around. But then like battles are like, oh, I don't like how I have to be very skillful, you know, to dodge everything. I guess I don't like challenge. I just love to be immersed in the world. I guess that's what I prioritize more, is like having, you know, many just little missions to like run around and then, you know, explore. But then like combat is usually what hit and miss, I guess, for me. So anyway. Yeah, it's still I still try to play video games, but I've just been so wrapped up with my work that's like, it's so hard to like find some downtime, you know. Work, I guess now like almost 10 to 12 hours a day now. It's crazy. That by the end I'm just exhausted. Yeah, I've never beaten a Pokemon game, but I played like since Diamond and Pearl. I played Platinum, Heart Gold, whatever else up to now. I skipped a couple, I think I skipped like the Gen 3 remake and Sword and Shield. So I played Sun and Moon, and then I skipped Ultra Sun and Moon, and then I played Arceus. So, but all those other ones, the ones that I played, I have not completed per se, like story complete. Usually I would get to the Elite Four and then hang my hat up and say, whoops, you know, you know, I can get through all the eight gym battles just by like grinding down one good Poke, and then well, it's just it's different between like challenge, enjoying it, and actually not having fun when it's actually challenging, you know. Like challenge is fun. It's definitely, you know, if every battle was a one-hit KO, then eventually it would get boring. So it's fun to have like a, oh no, this guy's gonna take 2 or 3 hits maybe. But when it's like something like Elite Four wipes you out with like with one shots, it's like, that's not fun. I guess in retrospect it does sound dumb, but I was a dumb kid. So I was just never wanted to use my heals and actually use items. I don't know, I was never like into inventory like in Minecraft or something. I was like, I don't want to craft. Like, and even in Breath of the Wild, there was like, I was like, I don't want to craft. I don't want to create recipes and make better, you know, I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. It just seems weird and nah. So it took me, I was like 20 hours in, like I did like Gerudo last or something, and I was in the desert, and then there was like a Gerudo lady who was like, hey, can you craft me this thing? And like 20, 30 hours, who knows, into the game, I was like, okay, this is for a mission, whatever, just for her, sure, whatever. She's at the Oasis, but she needs food, whatever. So I did a cooking, little animation, had fun with that. I was like, doo-doo-doo-doo. And I think I got like a tutorial on how to cook like 30 hours into the game. Yeah. Oh no, grading is what I actually do like doing a lot. Like in Mother 3, I definitely grinded in the pretty early on. I guess everything is early on, not really too far in. But like chapter 2 or 3, it's the one with Duster and you're in a dungeon, and then there's the lady with the long shirt, Kaboria. I guess I gave them all names, so I don't remember what their official names are. Yeah, I think I grinded on like one set of enemies for like probably close to like 3 or 4 hours. Where there's like a safe room with no enemies, and then a room with like a couple relatively easy enemies. So it's like I defeat the enemies in the room, get out to the safe room, and then reload the enemies in the other room, and then do that at an infinium. Yeah. I think maybe I might have got to the mini boss first, and it was realized that this guy is actually really tough. And I was like, okay, I'm not high enough level yet, so let me just grind on these guys for 2 to 3, maybe a couple, I don't know, actually maybe like 5 to 10 levels. And then fight the mini boss, lose, grind it for another 3 hours, and then repeat that process. So I'm totally okay with grinding. It's just like when it's really that difficulty spike, that's not as fun. When everything's like a level 20 and then the mini boss is like level 50, and it's like, wait a minute. How was I supposed to, you know, how was I supposed to actually get to a level that I don't die immediately? You know, that actually happened a lot with Mario and Luigi RPGs, where I would get to a point like that, where it's like the difficulty spike with these mini bosses would be like 3-4 times, you know, their HP would be like in the thousands or something crazy, and it's like, wait a minute. Like, why are these so, why are the bosses like extremely, you know, it feels like they're like 10 times more harder, and it's like, I get why, but also like, why aren't they either like 2 to 3 levels, you know, higher than what I am currently? Like, would that be a more Resident Evil 4? I think there's probably other games where they if you fail a lot, then the game gets easier. I like that kind of method for games where I'm just really bad. Because if you skip a lot of the problem is that you get to in a game, you get to a room and you fight a couple pigeons and slimes, and you're like, cool, I fought this slime as an enemy, I'm gonna move on until I had to fight the pigeon. You get to the third room, you see a slime, and you're like, oh, I fought this before, I don't want to fight this. And so you just keep going until you find a new enemy. And so if there's like 20 slimes in the third room, you're like, you would miss out on that XP and that experience and all that kind of trouble. So I feel like just kind of like going at 80%, you know, just keep going until something new happens. You're actually missing out a lot of that actual experience, which I tend to do that where I'm like, oh, I don't want to fight this because I've seen this before. I would rather see a new enemy than fight 20 of the same one. So that's why I lose out on a lot of it. But a wild Pokemon kind of helps with that a little bit, but also I'm like, I don't want to fight Rosalina again. I'm out. I would just run away. That's it. Let me catch up. I forgot to read your comments. Wanted to finish my thoughts. Sorry. Oh yeah, I'm a casual. I'm sorry. So bad escaping you to use cheats. Oh jeez. Yeah, I don't use cheats. Ah jeez. This is get good scribble. Yeah, I don't think I've really been good enough as a gamer to actually, you know, sit down and be able to, you know, quote, complete a game to then get to, you know, story to get to credits. Even for like retro games. I guess those retro games were more harder anyway. Yeah. It's either attention span where I usually don't finish it that way, or yeah, just the challenge of it. I think I might have completed like 5% of my library. It's insane how many I don't finish. But I love games, and it's like that's the problem, is that I love everything else around the game except for a lot of the gameplay. Ugh. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of other stuff, like what I can count how many games I've finished on my hands and feet. It's and I've collected like a whole bunch of games, you know, not as a collector, but like, you know, I don't know what a decent amount is, you know. But yeah, I've definitely played a lot of games, so yeah. I've collected walkthroughs as a kid. I was always like, hey, look, Mom, there's the walkthrough at a Target. It'd be like, look, Mom, it's the walkthrough of the game that I'm stuck in. Can we get that? And I'd be like, oh yeah, okay. You know, like I was the kid who was like, okay, I got the Mario Galaxy walkthrough, and it was a hardcover, and I was like, okay, where do I go next walkthrough? Like, ooh, there's a mushroom over here, you know, laid out on the map, and it's like, oh, okay. And be written to say like, okay, Mario lands himself in the Beehive Kingdom, and then you walk to the right, and it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Obviously I didn't do that for every level. It's just fun. It's actually really fun, like, read through, and I was like, wow, this is, because that's the problem, is that I love everything but playing the game. It's like, oh, this book is fun, I'll read this. Yeah. I have a bunch of, obviously, the Mario ones, and I got some Pokemon ones. I think my thickest one is probably the Platinum or Heart Gold, Soul Silver, like one of the 300, 400 pages, something really crazy. Because I think Pokemon 1 had like a Pokédex with only like 2 or 3 on each page, so it's like huge. And I guess Heart Gold also had like, what is it? The second gen region, oh no, Johto and Kanto in it, so it was like 2 games plus a Pokédex. Excuse me. Yeah. Let me just check. Try to open it sometimes. Beep. Let's go back here. Okay, okay. Cool. Okay. Let's see. What would you need an MG guide? Not sure what an MG guide is. There's always the. I think I got more of the Prima games. If that's like a brand, that's what I got most of the time there. Yeah, I do watch a lot of Let's Plays, and the speedruns are always very, like the HDQs and SGDQs. I watch that. and I like listening to like digital gamings and boundary breaks and sequence breaks and tetra banians, like all those people, like all the gaming people, like, here's a secret you didn't know in Mario Brothers 3. There's a one-up over here, and it's like, wow, that's cool. Will I actually go and play that to actually get it? Probably not. But it's like, yeah. So I'm more in that way. I was like, oh, that's cool. If I happen to be playing a game that I knew a secret and I haven't tried it before, then I probably would. But I probably wouldn't go out of my way, you know, to like boot up my system and actually play it to see it myself, you know. So yeah. Oh, Mario Galaxy. Okay, maybe SMG might have helped me more. That would have been Super Mario Galaxy. Let's see. Why would I need a Mario? I don't know. It was hardcover and it was cool. It had a giant poster that I still have in my bedroom. It's glow in the dark. Yeah. I also had some cool. This was like 2007, 8. So the internet wasn't quite as big, or definitely wasn't, you know, as big as it is now. So there's a lot of like cool, never before seen artwork that's in the back, and I remember just looking at that a long time, looking at the concept art and like looking at early designs of Rosalina. What are the big shark guys, like his design. They even had the beta of the first level that they designed. That was like this huge fortress, star fortress or something. Something blinking. So that was really cool. Like at the time, like we didn't really. That was like the first time we actually heard and like really saw that this actually isn't what this is and what this exists. You know, that there's actually more stuff like that. So at least for that one, that was had a little bonus with that. I collect a bunch of Nintendo Powers. Rest in peace. With that, liked watching or reading the reviews and getting the posters. But yeah, everything outside, I guess, from playing it is what I like to do, which is weird because I did start that Let's Play channel, and I got stuck on like one part in Mario Odyssey, which I still vividly remember of just how embarrassing it was, because it's like it was like in a city kingdom and like an underground place, and there was like these platforms, and it's like you're supposed to do a puzzle, and it's like, oh, I don't know how to progress, and I got stuck for like 20 minutes and I try to, you know, figure it out, but it's like I don't know what to do, and but she's just flabbled or just trying to figure it out, and it's like, oh, duh, you were supposed to use your hat on the platform, and then I just ranted about how dumb that was. Of like, we've never done that, you know? Of like, why would you throw a hat at a platform? Like, the whole game has been teaching from the start is like, the frogs and the creatures, you know, were enemies are what you're supposed to use it on. Not a weird mechanical block, you know? So, that was really weird. It was like a weird outlier to like everything else that's in the game, because I was able to get all the way to there, you know? But then it's just how this, like, it didn't have the Mario, you know, there's like a 3-step act way that levels are created, where it's like you introduce a concept, you iterate, and then you do a challenge. I felt like with that, it didn't like introduce throwing a cap at a platform was a necessity, I guess, or like what, it didn't teach it as a concept well enough that I wasn't able to figure it out. So there's weird little instances like that that's like, wait a minute. That I always stick out. But I think everything else with the Let's Play has been really fun, especially playing for my mom, having fun time with that, playing some older Wii games we haven't played in like in 5-10 years. I guess it's 15 almost now. Yeah, jeez. Yeah, let's see, let me get some water and then I'll wrap this up. This really interesting stream we had. Get this honky tonk out of my ears. Let's see. Alright, well, everyone else is still here, and thank you so much. Hope this was fun. Yeah, so we'll continue with the 3D animation that we set up. I think it's important to show that, yeah, we have to create a whole bunch of assets so then we can move around and play with them. You know, you have to like spend the time that you don't get anything really for free with 3D except for like that teapot, where you can just like shift A to get teapot. But other than that, you have to like really do critical thinking to get the layout and composition that you want. So it's a lot of work. So yeah, so we'll continue with this, with that animation. How long will it take to probably finish? Ooh, I guess it'll depend on how much I do off screen, you know. Like if I do everything on screen, it might take like a couple months or 3 to 4 months maybe. You know, an hour, two and a half hours every, I guess 3 hours every week. Count it up. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. So yeah, it's probably gonna be better to do it as a kind of show off. That's my philosophy for what I wanted to do for today, was kind of show off that like here's one step and kind of get halfway through to kind of get you accustomed to it, and then kind of show like each process of it, you know, not necessarily like finishing it on stream, but like show like here's the storyboard and then here's the 3D layout and then animation, and then you know get from there. So might have a couple for animation just to show that off, but I think most of it might just be off screen of figured it out. So it might be maybe a month or maybe less, but we'll see. See when we get there. In the meantime, I'll keep plugging really hard on the movie. Should be coming out. Can't really say. There's still shots that don't have every principal or core animation in it, but on the whole, I think it's like 95% of the animation itself is complete. There's just a couple that I was trying to wrap up, trying to get through the rest of them. So there's still still a whole bunch to do. Because if I'm only on the animation, that means that there's the entire audio side and editing side. So music is gonna be interesting. Yeah, so I'm wimbling because it's like I know that it's possible that it might be really soon, or it might be like soon, you know. So I can't really say exactly when it'll be out, but it'll be worth it. I think I'll spend just a little bit longer to making sure that it's as good as it can be, and as happy as it can. I want to be as happy as I can be about it. Ooh, what am I trying to say? I wanted to complete it as much as as much as I can within a reasonable time limit. So, but still maintaining as good quality as I want. I think I'm gonna end now. I think I think I ran out of brain. Thank you so much. Thank you. Tune in for hopefully more. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you. We'll be back on next Tuesday. Thank you. Okay. Bye bye, guys. Sorry. That was a weird ending. I think I had like 3 different thoughts at the same time, and it just like wasn't, none of them were, they all either combined or like fragmented into each other. Oh, stop the music. Okay. Anyway, bye guys.